Hi guys, thanks very much for joining us. I trust you're all well and happy. Tonight we're going to cover a close combat situation, and to be able to illustrate that and demonstrate that, we have hired ourselves a real nightclub. So my friends and students are going to help me simulate that situation. Yeah, so in this type of situation, again, like every other class I teach, please commit that this is for if your life depends on it only, and please treat it with the utmost respect. Yeah? So even when you're training with a training partner, if you have a training partner, make sure all your touches are nice and slow, deliberate, control, and as you get a little bit better with your control, you can always make it a little bit more real. And the context I'm teaching this to you is in a self-defense situation, not necessarily in a ring situation whatsoever. Yeah, so let's get started. So you're in a nightclub, and I'm sure you are projecting some positivity and some great energy, but somehow you've found yourself in a tricky situation. Yeah, so first thing, your awareness has to be very strong. So if you're not aware, you might have offended somebody, bumping him over here, spilling a drink, you know, whatever it is you've done. If you're not aware of it, and then, you know, you're completely oblivious to it, and the danger, so I'm here, I'm at the bar with my friend Simon here. I've offended Corey, which I'll call the guy now, because I'm going to pretend I don't know him. I've offended Corey, I'm not aware of it. And by the time Corey gets to me, go for it, Corey, it's over here, I might be a little bit late, right? So you are aware of it, and your awareness will, you know, how aware you are will determine on how much you've had to drink on the night as well. So I'm hoping that you can modulate that and be aware of your system as well as the night goes on. So your awareness is up. Now I'm going to close this situation up so that, you know, we can simulate this tight spot that you might find yourself in. So guys, if you want to just tighten this up a little bit. Okay, so something's gone wrong along there somewhere, right? This guy's not happy. He's charging down through the crowd here. My awareness kicks in, and I need to set myself up so that I've not found myself in a bad spot. So how you set yourself up is square up, get your legs down, put a bit of weight through the legs like the other classes we've done. And I want you to get your hands up in this sort of situation, you know, because I'm going to be even tighter here just to demonstrate that in this spot, it's going to be very tough for Corey to throw a punch at me, full swing at me, and for me to throw a full swing in a conventional sense, unless you know some other stuff that I can teach you later on, which is even shorter. So for now, it's hard to throw a punch. So I need to get my hand up over here. My head is down. Yeah, so hands up, heads down. You can disguise your hands so you don't have to show your intention if you're still in the negotiation phase. So that means your hands can be palm towards you, palm away from you, talk over here, head down. The time to posture is finished. So to posture, to pretend that you're bigger, to out posture him is finished. Because if my head's up over here, Corey might just headbutt me, he might grab me, whatever. And if he has a mate here as well, so he's got another big mate, Matt. If I'm posturing up here, that's a clean line of shot for Matt as well, right? So what I need to do is get my posture down. I'm going to ignore Matt for a minute. We'll go there as well in a moment if we need to. And then here, there's a technique I'm going to show you. I'll just do it first and I'll explain it a bit later, right? So my hands are up. Corey's right in my face, Corey. So that's not even a shot time to throw a punch. I'm going to throw that shot out at Corey, right? So again, here, edge it down slowly, edge of the hand. I load it up really tightly. I pivot my wrist and I take the carotid over here so that I'm hitting Corey in the line, carotid line over here on the 45-degree angle. His neck turns that way, his body is this way, he is turning against his body, right? And Corey's a much stronger, bigger guy than me, so if I was to push Corey, he's going to be able to resist because my energy stays on Corey for a little bit too long. So then he braces his muscles to be able to resist what's happening there. But if my energy was off and on there, there's no way he can resist that because the energy goes in, his nervous system registers to resist that, but by then my energy is out.
For a press to the side of the neck, energy is transferred through soft tissue structures to affect the carotid artery and major nerve centers deep in the front of the neck. This results in intense pain and a whiplash, forcing the brain rapidly backwards with lateral rotation and hyperextension.
So Corey's super tight again. I'm going to get one of these, then I can sort of follow up and then actually finish him off in a fight really if I need to throw more at him, right? So the Same thing can be applied to behind you. That's a really beautiful thing about Arakan, is that you don't need to be square to do a lot of this stuff, right? So if Matt is here, Corey, I can actually throw this one out at Matt over here and a press over here, create that room and go hit him, and then come back over here and hit Corey as well if I needed to, right? So I'm creating space. So again, it's gonna, when I start tight, creating space here. You can create space here. It's the same thing. I've just rolled it behind me. So it's the edge of the hand. I've brought it in from my center. The energy comes up from the ground. I've spun it around, spun the wrist around, carotid line, use my waist in and out this way, and then hit this way, so you've got the space here. Now I've got the space, I can go after him, or you can do whatever the situation requires. With enough training, you'll know what to do. Variation of that, guys, a slight variation, come on back in, guys, a slight variation of that is I'm going to the front. So instead of to the side, so Corey's postured up. If he doesn't know how to fight, so to speak, naturally most guys will be inclined to posture up a little bit, so he should be open. Mine heads down. Instead of coming to the corner, I'm going straight up the line here, right? So last time we went on the line 45. This time I'm going straight up the throat. Creates enormous pressure to the front and a lot of pressure to the back of the spine as well.
For a press to the front of the neck, this press targets the trachea and airway structures in the midline of the neck, which lie just beneath the skin. The force of the hit can cause temporary collapse of the trachea, rendering the assailant unable to breathe for a period of time. This causes a choking feeling and an inability to speak. If the force is great enough, the trauma will result in a fatal injury due to the complete closure of the airway and lack of oxygen to the body. The neck is also rapidly hyperextended and brain shaken violently, causing pain and loss of awareness.
Again, I turn the wrist. I'll show you with my left hand, guys. I turn the wrist here, edge hand straight here. I don't need if I have room, I can do a big shot to the throat and finish the fight. If I don't have room because I'm really tight, I won't be able to get the full swing. I'll be able to get right underneath here, right? Same with Matt over here. If I can get that right underneath in this line, doesn't really matter. Even if they're taller, in a way it's better because I can get right underneath them, take that shot here. I don't even need to square up to Matt here. If I'm square up to Corey, I'm having an argument here. I can send this guy away here, and I've got the room. Once I've got the room, if they come back in, swing it after all that, if they can handle it and come back, then you can, you've got the room, then you can open up, do some big hits, finish the fight off. Yeah. So, in summary, your awareness is very important. You need to be able to talk with your hands so that everything's nice and tight, not open. Talk with your hands, and from there, it needs to come out of nowhere like a snake bite, so to speak. Right? Don't telegraph it. Don't show it. In other words. And then push. It's a quick on and off. The energy stays on the person for a moment. Before his nervous system can resist, you'll back off. You've created the space, can create a lot of damage to the front, back of the neck, and over to the sideways as well. Using the edge of the hand, pivot, release. Everything comes from the legs, from the middle. Pivot, release here, or through the front. Turn it over so that the palm faces down through the front of the throat. Yeah. So create the room. Then part two. Do what you need to do after that.